So for those of you who have been following the channel for a while now, you already know that I am a fan of the Delta SkyMiles Platinum card. You've probably seen a few videos of me reviewing the card straight up, as well as talking about how you can add it into your wallet and still get good value from the card. However, in today's video, I'm going to dive into something I've never covered about this card, and it's the 10 things that you must do if you decide to hold the SkyMiles Platinum. Now, even if you're somewhat familiar with this card, this video is not going to be what you expect. Out of the 10, I've mixed in some essential tips that you cannot miss, but I've also thrown in some unique value plays that a lot of people who've had the card for years probably still don't even know about themselves. At the end of the day, I want this to help current card holders get the most in terms of experiences and benefits out of their SkyMiles Platinum. And if you've been sitting on the fence, by the end of this, you'll know what all this card can do for you. All right, without any further ado, let's run the intro music and jump right on in. Before we get into the things that you must do when you're holding the actual card, let's start with what you need to do before you get this card in the first place. And that's to make sure you're locking in over $1,000 instantly in flight value from Delta with the right sign-up bonus. If you've checked out Amex cards in the past, you may have noticed that the welcome bonuses fluctuate like crazy, probably more than any other issuer, and the Delta SkyMiles Platinum, which is an Amex branded card, is absolutely no exception. The standard sign-up bonus on this is 60,000 SkyMiles. Using the points guide's valuation of 1.15 cents per point, that equates to roughly $690 in cash value when redeemed for flights. Not bad whatsoever on a $350 annual fee card. However, I don't want you settling for not bad if you're on the fence and just about to jump in to get this card. The top level sign-up bonus that we see coming around on the SkyMiles Platinum hits 90,000 SkyMiles. That's conservatively got a cash value of $1,035 when redeemed for Delta flights. The difference between that number and the low-end sign-up bonus value of $690 is substantial, potentially even a round trip. Anyways, it's important to know the history and the ranges that this card often fluctuates in. If you want somebody else to do all of the work for you, I've got the shortcut method for you. Just go down to the link in the description and make sure you sign up for the bonus offer notifications. You could specifically tag the SkyMiles Platinum card so you get only notified when that card goes into an elevated offer. And at the time I'm recording this video, it happens to be at 90,000 SkyMiles. I'm not sure how long that'll last, but if you do decide to apply this time and use one of my links, you are supporting the channel, and it's a completely free way to do that. However, that's just the beginning. Let's talk about what you need to do when you're actually holding this card. One of the benefits that's often overlooked from the outside looking in is the guaranteed 15% off all Delta flights when using your SkyMiles card to make that award booking. Now, this is a perk that comes on 3 of the top Delta cards: the Delta SkyMiles Gold, the SkyMiles Platinum, and the SkyMiles Reserve. Regardless, I love this because it's absolute guarantee value. I'll never try to make a redemption, especially not an airline redemption, under a cent per point. If you can get over that, you're going to be pretty satisfied. And that guaranteed value is one of the reasons this is a winner in my book. How this actually works is when you jump inside your Delta account and you're looking to book a flight, you'll see a notification at the top that you're automatically qualified for 15% off the award booking. You'll see the original price at the bottom of the page, and just if you need a reminder, what you're now paying thanks to that guaranteed 15% discount. For so many people who don't need to spend the time digging for crazy value on their points, this is a great floor that's slightly higher than what most cards give you that puts you in a really good starting point. Tip number 3 is you've got to elevate your rental car experience, and the SkyMiles Platinum allows you to do that automatically. Now, I'm not sure how many people are aware of this, but the Platinum card comes with Hertz 5-star status. This is a nice little boost given to you automatically for the value baked into the credit card, because without this status, to get that through Hertz as a normal person, you'd have to book 10 times or spend $2,000 with Hertz before getting into that status. This status gets you automatic upgrades if there's a better car sitting on the lot, the ability to skip the rental car counter, which we all know if you're arriving at an airport at peak times can be absolutely nuts, and gives you a free additional driver, which is now something my wife and I take for granted by being able to put both of us on the reservation for absolutely free when we travel together. To receive this benefit, all you have to do is sign up for a Hertz Rewards account. It's totally free. Then add your Hertz account number to your SkyMiles account and enroll in the promotion. Rental cars and flying go hand in hand, so this is just a common sense benefit that I appreciate on the SkyMiles Platinum. Tip number 4 is occasionally getting a discount on your meal or a free bite to eat and a discount off your rideshare reservation. Now, these aren't my favorite set of benefits, but they do provide incremental value on the card, and it's not something I want to skip over when I talk about the whole package that the card gives you. In your SkyMiles Platinum, you get $120 in rideshare credits. It's broken down into $10 a month in statement credits, and it would cover your short Uber and Lyft rides around town or getting from an airport to a nearby hotel. You also get an $120 Resi credit. Again, broken down into $10 a month. And I really want to encourage you to go to resi.com and enter your city that you're currently living in. There aren't a ton of Resi locations, but I know some people who live in highly populated areas that will just use their $10 credit to get a drink or something quick to eat and work it into their monthly schedule. And it's essentially a free meal or a discount off of at least a portion of their meal once a month. Now, enrollment for both of these benefits is required, so make sure you're taking the step to get that done. I find these credits a little bit annoying, so when I value the card, I really don't account for using any of these in a typical year, but inevitably you're going to use rideshare and you may find yourself where you can work a Resi reservation in and you're going to get a nice little discount off of your meal. The 5th thing to take advantage of saves you a ton of money. This is the generous free checked bag policy. This one is super straightforward, useful, and just applied automatically when you're carrying the card. For Delta, a basic bag fee is $35 one way. When you do a round trip, that's going to be $70 in bag fees just for me to check one single bag. However, with the SkyMiles Platinum card, I, as the primary card holder, would get one free checked bag, but also 8 other people on my reservation also qualify for this benefit. When you bring free bags into the mixture, it changes the way you look at traveling. Instead of me and my wife, for example, strategizing how we can cram everything possible into a suitcase that fits in the overhead bin and stuffing additional things in a carry-on backpack, it's now no problem whatsoever to throw a suitcase or 2 in and just take everything you need and potentially overpack so you're not left wishing you'd brought something that just never made it to the trip. It takes a lot of mental burden out, and because it stretches up to 8 people in a reservation, you and your group are pretty much covered. If you're taking 1 to 2 vacations a year, this can really eat into that annual fee, and it's pretty much a no-brainer reason to hold the card if you fly Delta quite a bit. Step number 6 is the shining benefit that reigns above all with this card. That is using the companion certificate to fly a friend or family member for completely free. Now, this is absolutely essential in my book to check off the list every year that you possibly can if you decide to jump in and get this card. Here's how it works. You don't qualify for a companion ticket until 1 year after the card renews. The way I like to think about this is the benefit bonus in the first year is that massive 90K sign-up bonus offer, which you can work down and spend through. And then the sustainable value kicks in year 2 when you get that companion ticket added to your account. So each year after your card renews, you'll be notified via email that your companion certificate has been added. You can follow the link in that email, log into your account, and you'll land in the certificates, e-credits, and vouchers section of your profile. If you select the certificate and click redeem, you'll be directed to a window where you can search for flights within the parameters that the certificate allows. Now, a few things to note. This can be used for main cabin round-trip flights throughout the US and Mexico, as well as the Caribbean or Central America. Your companion certificate can even be redeemed for other people, even if you yourself are not flying on the trip. However, there must be 2 people on the reservation, and one of those must be a paid booking. So you can't use SkyMiles to pay for one ticket and then apply that companion certificate. Now, here's a rule of thumb. Try to use this as naturally as possible. Even getting a free ticket on a low-end round trip is probably going to be $300 worth of value or more. I also heavily encourage anybody to book ahead because As you can see, there's a lot of bookable options, but some dates, especially around packed holidays, are blacked out and you don't have availability to use this bonus feature. A real life example of this is saying I want to leave Kansas City to visit some friends in Atlanta. I could select December 8 through 12 for my dates, but I'd also definitely check my dates are flexible so I can see broader flight options. That brings you to an entire calendar window where you can kind of mix and match to see what works best. Those higher prices are around $617, which is a little bit rich for my taste, but there's much more affordable options. I'd probably target something around the 6th through the 11th for about $317. I'd click through and get to the checkout page where that companion ticket would then be shown that it can be applied, making what would have been an over $600 purchase mine for half of that at around $317. Now, let's look at another massive value add. This benefit is, of course, the $150 Delta Stays credit, and I can't wait to tell you how it actually works. To take advantage of this, simply Google Delta Stays and jump right from there into their portal. It's like any booking site, search for your destination and your days, and pretty much every hotel that they have in a city or location qualifies for Delta Stays and appears within their booking portal. Now, in this case, a few options for a demo site in Savannah, Georgia would be the TRYP by Wyndham down in the historic district. And using that, I could get the full night paid for. Or if I want to level up my stay slightly, I could go to the Hyatt Regency and get $150 in the full value of the credit, taken off a $284 per night stay. You'd go through the portal and pay for this booking with your Delta SkyMiles Platinum, and just within 3 to 5 days after, the value of the credit that you used will be credited back to your Amex account. You'll no longer have to pay for that when your credit card statement comes due. Now, this is perfect for so many people. You can use it to knock out a chunk on a big booking, or stay at a modest hotel and get the stay completely free. I will note, pricing can vary slightly between the Delta Stays portal and just booking through Google or the hotel directly. In my personal experience, I've spent a lot of time hunting for those price differences. I typically see it at max $15 to $20, but more often than not, I see the identical price in Delta Stays that I would see when booking that hotel through any other platform. Tip number 8 is one I'm willing to bet most of you haven't really dug into before, and this is something that Delta has relaunched recently that I still think needs to get on most people's maps. That is bidding on some unforgettable experiences using your SkyMiles. Delta SkyMiles experiences are curated packages across art, sports, entertainment, and so much more that instead of using your SkyMiles to book flights, you can bid to try to win some of these incredible packages. Now, before you roll your eyes, and trust me, I was the same way, how good could these experiences really be? You've got to check them out. They're actually extremely legit, and there are some ones that I'd really consider spending my own SkyMiles on instead of redeeming those for flights. For example, right now, there's one where you can get flights, hotel, and club level game tickets, customized jersey, and a $250 gift card for 4 people to go to an Atlanta Falcons game. That's well over $4,000 of value, and it's currently going for 200,000 SkyMiles. There's another where you get a 7-night vacation in California, or even something like music where you can get VIP tickets to a music festival in Austin, Texas. Now, I've come to realize people have all different types of SkyMiles budgets. Some people are over millions of miles and they have absolutely no idea what to do with them because their flights are paid for elsewhere, or they just have so many miles they think they could never use them down. Well, these could be an option to use those. Or if you're balling on more of a budget, I've still seen experiences go for stuff that's much more reasonable, where you're paying maybe $500 to $600 in cash value worth of those SkyMiles, but you're getting something that would have a retail value upwards of $3,000 to $4,000. I definitely encourage you to check out the Delta SkyMiles experiences and see for yourself. Now, tip number 9 is another fun one. See, these tips are getting more fun as we go. And this is to let the deal decide the destination and let Delta show you the best possible SkyMiles deals available for you right now. You could search for SkyMiles award deals, and Delta pre-populates a list of the best possible flight options based on your desired departure airport. For example, if I type in my home airport of Kansas City, Missouri, I've got a bunch of different options, all for under 20,000 sky miles. This could be from Austin, Texas to Miami, Florida, even to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and San Diego. Super desirable places to potentially take my family, and the deal is what's convincing me to make that trip worth it. From my personal experience, the further you get into this game and really strategize things out, the more miles and points you'll accumulate, and the more open you become to just taking spontaneous trips for a great deal to create an experience for yourself that you never would have had before. This is a great resource to do that, and I love that they've filtered out all the best deals and put them in one place based on your preferred departure airport. Finally, point number 10, you've got to pair your SkyMiles Platinum with a synergistic card through American Express. Let's be honest, the Delta SkyMiles Platinum has a lot of good things, but it is not going to earn you a lot of points for your normal spending. I'm not going to go and trash the card and say the earnings rates are awful, and no one should ever spend on their SkyMiles Platinum, but the earnings rates aren't ideal. One of the best duo combinations is to add the Amex Gold card, which earns an impressive 4x on dining and groceries. Spend on that card in those categories, and then if you really want to use your Amex points for Delta flights, well, you can take advantage of the transfer partner relationship to send your Amex points on over to Delta SkyMiles and really make sure you're maximizing all of the normal spend you would do anyways. For a deeper dive into exactly how that strategy works, I made an entire video breaking that down. Now, okay, that's 10 awesome things that I hope will help you level up your Delta SkyMiles Platinum game. There's more that this card has to offer, but it was important to me to keep this to a top 10 of valuable things I want you to know. If you enjoyed this video, consider sharing it with a friend, and at the very least, subscribe to the channel so you'll get more valuable tips about how to get the most out of a credit card setup. Thanks so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.